Eyewitness News has learned that a man with ties to El Chapo's Sinaloa drug cartel was found gunned down Thanksgiving morning. 39-year-old Eduardo Escobedo was one of two men found dead in an industrial stretch of Willowbrook. Escobedo, nicknamed El Mago, which translates to the magician, was the primary local marijuana distributor to El Chapo's eldest son. He was released from prison in 2018 after serving nearly 5 years for drug distribution and money laundering.
Show your face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, today I want to drop a quick story based on someone who some might call a legend and others may not have too much good to say about him, depending on who you are asking. Shout out to the Latinos that tune into this channel. I know a lot of you always ask us for content based on some Latin guys who are big on the street or who was just known, period, in efforts to get their story out there, and I feel this would be a perfect time to do so. The person we will be speaking about today lived a very lavish lifestyle and had ties to the infamous Sinaloa cartel, who was ran by the infamous kingpin of all kingpins himself, El Chapo Guzman. Now, Eduardo, Spanish for Eddie, Escobedo, aka El Mago, which translates to the magician in English, was fatally shot and killed in California after a long night of partying. There's plenty of rumors surrounding the incident and what left at least 3 people shot, including El Mago's son. And we're going to talk about everything we know about the case that left El Mago and an 18th Street gang member dead in the early morning after a long night of partying. Some people say that it was El Mago's larger-than-lifestyle persona that made him hated by many, but some feel that it was an incident that took place back in 2008 involving the death of another known drug trafficker that was once cool with El Mago. Some also believe it was due to snitch allegations based on a guy by the name of El Nini being arrested by Mexican National Guards for conspiring to traffic methamphetamine, fentanyl, cocaine, retaliation against witnesses, money laundering, and possessing machine guns. It's never been confirmed, but that's one of the many rumors surrounding the name of Eduardo El Mago Escobedo. If you know anything about Mexican culture, you know that it's common for Mexican bands and musicians to make songs dedicated to well-known street guys in the genre of music that they call narco corridos. Some call it corridos for short, and it's when a band include lyrics referring to particular events and include real dates and places, speaking highly on illegal activities, which is mainly drug trafficking. Most of the songs are dedicated to legends of the drug trade in Mexico who are oftenly deceased or in jail, and the songs are like tributes to their street legacy that they left behind. However, 39-year-old El Mago was alive and would have a few of them dedicated to him in his honor for his role in drug trafficking. Born in the United States, El Mago was a father to 4 children and was married to a wife that he met growing up in East Los Angeles in a continuation school that he later graduated from. Mago was childhood friends with El Chapo's eldest son, Ivan Archivaldo Guzman Salazar, and was rumored to have become one of the main distributors of marijuana in Los Angeles under the Sinaloa cartel family. Mago would go unnoticed on the Fed's radar up until 2 situations occurred where Mago was affiliated with, starting with the death of a rival drug trafficker by the name of Jose Luis Macias, who was better known as El Gorrito. Gorrito was killed on the 101 freeway driving a $100,000 silver Bentley Continental GT on December 12, 2008. There were no witnesses, but police would respond to a call of shots fired around 3:20 a.m. near the freeway in the early morning. Upon arrival, officers would find 25-year-old Jose unresponsive and hit several times by bullets that also resembled shots that riddled through the passenger side of the vehicle. Gorrito was transferred to the hospital in critical condition and died 2 days later on December 14, 2008. Gorrito was also a well-known drug trafficker and have been childhood friends with Mago as well. But according to a search warrant affidavit, detectives stated that they both were in a power struggle over control of trafficking areas, which led them to believe that Mago had something to do with his death, being that Gorrito was rumored to have been trafficking for a rival cartel family to the Sinaloa family by the name of Arellano Felix Cartel. Detectives believed that Mago wanted to be the shot caller and knew he couldn't be that 100% without Gorrito out the way, so he greenlighted a hit on his life. And if that wasn't enough to confirm his involvement, Mago's brother and a friend of his was convicted for the murder and both received life sentences for their roles. Mago was never convicted of the murder, but it was always rumors of his involvement that nobody forgot about. Now, the second situation that would put Mago on the Fed's radar would be in July of 2011 when Mago was arrested as he left a stash house in the West Adams neighborhood where police discovered tons of marijuana inside. Both situations involving the murder of Jose Luis and being caught coming from the stash house will put him in the spotlight of law enforcement and make him a target. It was also discovered that part of El Mago's criminal activities, he would smuggle marijuana through a tunnel passage underneath the US and Mexican border. So in October of 2013, El Mago was caught on wiretap discussing details about his operation with Guzman Salazar, who was also one of Mexico's most wanted men by authorities to this day. Guzman and Mago would speak on smuggling more than 5 tons of marijuana through a tunnel underneath the US-Mexico border, and authorities was able to seize 2.7 tons of the marijuana from a courier who was working for El Mago. Now, El Mago played a heavy role in Guzman's money laundering operations in helping Guzman clean much of his illegal gains that was made from multiple drugs being trafficked throughout the world. El Mago will also help Guzman purchase cars, as wiretaps prove Guzman asked Mago to purchase a Nissan GTR and made modifications to the vehicle that was worth well over $50,000 that was later seized by authorities back in 2014. The feds will also learn that Mago purchased exotic cars, which were then shipped back to Culiacan, Mexico, which is the capital of Sinaloa and a main hub for the Mexican cartel. Federal agents became aware of this scheme as El Mago would purchase not 1, but 2 Lamborghinis from a Newport Beach dealership using a fake name. As part of the scheme, Mago will also make payments underneath the threshold of $10,000 so it wouldn't alert the IRS or law enforcement and look suspicious. But it did trigger a seizure of the vehicle as bank reporting procedure would notice it and take immediate action after learning of the strategy. He also purchased a $175,000 Murcielago sports car that he was driving when he was stopped by Irwindale police the same way. 2014 would be the same year Mago lived in the Granada Hills home located in the suburban neighborhood of Los Angeles, California that came equipped with a pool and tennis court in the backyard. DEA agents would arrest Mago, and at the time of his arrest, he was carrying a large lump sum of money, 4 cell phones, and keys to 5 different luxury vehicles on his person. He was sentenced to 57 months for conspiring to distribute over 10,000 keys of marijuana and money laundering. He would serve a total of 4 years and 9 months out of that sentence and returned back to the scene as if he never left back in 2018. After his release, Mago would try to turn his life around as he would open up a few restaurants and food trucks called Best Hibachi. Despite trying to stay under the radar and out the way, Mago would still live a lavish lifestyle that left outsiders wondering if he was still into his old ways. Mago would post pictures on social media with celebrities such as Floyd Mayweather, Al Pacino, and Dan Bilzerian. El Mago would claim to make an income of $200,000 a year on paper, which came from a hair business he would share with his wife, food trucks and restaurants Mago opened up, and a music record label he would start called Magic Records Incorporation. However, his lifestyle will reflect something totally different than what's on paper, because here is a picture of El Mago sporting a Richard Mille chandelier watch that retail values over $350,000. And it didn't help that El Mago was caught receiving a $50,000 wire transfer through his hair company account from a London drug dealer named Harvinder Singh. The London police arrested Singh and others when they caught them illegally shipping cocaine from Mexico to London on British Airways flights, and this would be another red flag for El Mago. Though nothing much came out of that situation, it would seem as if Mago had it made and he was living the American dream legally now through his businesses and had no problem showing it off daily. But when he was shot and killed during the early morning on Thanksgiving Day, it left everybody with one question in mind, which was, why? Police was called around 8:30 a.m. to the Willowbrook section of Los Angeles to an industrial area in the 4200 block of Town Avenue. Occupied by warehouses, a trucking yard, and pallet storage in, a local store owner told police that one of the warehouses in the area is frequently rented out specifically for after-hour partying. Police would arrive to the scene only to find 2 deceased bodies laying on the ground and another victim wounded but in stable condition. There's rumors that stated Mago's son was there during the time of the shooting and was shot as well, but there's no article to confirm that whether it's true or not. However, upon a little research we did, you can see a BMW M4 competition on the scene of the shooting, which resembles the same BMW competition El Mago's son could be seen on Instagram taking pictures in front of. So does this prove he was actually present? Who knows? Y'all take it for what it's worth. Reports in the news never specify what the shooting was actually over, while there's a lot of speculation from people saying that it was egos involved due to both parties being drunk, other rumors of it being retaliation for the death of Garrito, and others alleging that it was due to snitching rumors for people believing that he had something to do with the capture of El Nini. Now, I'm not too sure about the snitching rumors, but for somebody that quote-unquote allegedly snitched, he was definitely outside and not hiding, and he was embraced by everybody else around him. No one is 100% sure about what happened, but shout out to Renegade Media, because we aren't too tapped into the Los Angeles scene, but he is, and he claims to have ties to 18th Street gang members themselves that had told him exactly what happened and who was involved. Now, I'm only using him as a reference because of 2 reasons. He's from out there for one, and 2, he seemed to be a very credible source as I searched his content, and his affiliation with the LA street culture shows that he's definitely well tapped in. Now, they would confirm that 47-year-old Guillermo de Los Angeles Jr., aka Sad Boy, was the person who got into it with Mago over something as small as a table inside of the after-hour party spot. Sad Boy was an 18th Street gang member from Shadow Park who was just released from prison back in December of 2022. Egos would flare up as liquor and who knows whatever else drugs were in attendance at the after-hour party, and tensions between the two would spill out into the parking lot. They say that Mago and Sad Boy would begin fighting, and I'm assuming that Sad Boy got the best of Mago because allegedly Mago would pull out a firearm and shoot Sad Boy. That's when Sad Boy's brother Indio would allegedly shoot Mago for shooting his brother, and Mago's son allegedly shot Indio as well. Though his injuries aren't life-threatening, Indio was taken to the hospital, but he's also under arrest and shackled to the hospital bed for his involvement. He'll be taken into custody and questioned for his role in everything as soon as he is released. Now, I'll leave a link to Renegade Media's video covering this topic because, like I stated, he's more close to the people that's actually affiliated with the crowd of El Mago, and he has more underground insights of Mago's connection to the Mexican cartel and other information within that realm. we have more of the broader and generalized concept behind El Mago and what led up to his demise, but if you want deeper insight, check out the link pinned in the comments below for more. So in a nutshell, rest in peace Mago as well as Sad Boy, and it's crazy how Mago was affiliated with everything he had going on, but the root of his demise was possibly due to something as small as a table at a function. And it's crazy because I've seen personally myself at strip clubs and lounges where guys who get money feel like they could do or have whatever they want. But the minute someone gets in the middle of that and, you know, egos is in the mix, alcohol, drugs, it's just a whole nother level, and people pride get in the way, and then next you know, situations lead to the one that we see here. And this story hit me personally because I remember times when I was in the street doing my dirt, and when I would get into legal trouble for things that had nothing to do with the crimes I was committing, and that was like petty, in my head it's like, I'm doing all this and I end up getting in trouble for this little BS, come on. But a lot of the times, the little stuff you call BS are actually signs. And sometimes people listen, sometimes they don't. Sometimes it gets to a point where it don't even matter if you listen or not, because now you're either doing a bunch of time in jail or dead. So take heed to them signs, y'all, please. So rest in peace to the two individuals and condolences to their families. Although it's unknown whether Mago was back in the lifestyle or just a successful businessman, it seems like he was doing his thing and doing well for himself and his family. Y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. And I'm out.